Did you know that not all fasting is the same? There are 7 biological stages your body goes through. 7 levels that change absolutely everything inside you. But here's the harsh truth. Most people get stuck at stage 2 their whole lives without ever realizing it. They're just scratching the surface, while the real magic only begins much later. Have you ever wondered why you often feel tired or see little progress despite intermittent fasting? It's because you're fasting by feeling, not by biology. You're following a schedule, but your body is following its hormones. Today, we're breaking that pattern. We're going through all 7 stages together. From the first hour, when your insulin opens the gates, all the way to stage 6. And hold on tight. What happens at stage 6 after 72 hours is so incredible that science only managed to decode it about 10 years ago. We're talking about a biological rebirth, a complete renewal of your immune system that you could only dream of until now. Forget everything you thought you knew about diets. It's not about eating less. It's about understanding when your body stops storing and starts healing. Are you ready to find out which stage you're really at, and what your body is capable of if you give it the chance? Then let's not waste any time. We're starting now with stage 1. Stage 1 is where almost everyone begins. But few truly understand what's happening here. Many think a 12-hour fasting window is hardly worth mentioning, and superficially, they're right. You're not burning a single gram of body fat here yet. But behind the scenes, your body is preparing for the most important shift of the day. It all revolves around a single hormone, insulin. As soon as you eat, insulin floods your blood. Its job is to transport sugar from your food into your muscles and liver, or store it as a reserve. As long as insulin is active, your body fat remains locked away like in a safe. The gates are sealed. Approximately 4 to 6 hours after your last meal, insulin levels slowly drop to their resting level. Only now does the body stop storing and begin to manage what it already has. But be careful. If you had a large plate of pasta at 9 p.m. and get up at 7 a.m., biologically speaking, you haven't fasted for 10 hours. The pasta actually had a say in your schedule. Your body was busy processing it until midnight, so your real fasting window was only 7 hours. The crucial moment is hour 12. This is when the insulin fog has finally lifted. The gates to your fat stores are no longer locked. They are now open. It's not a dramatic process yet, but it's the fundamental foundation for everything that follows. Without stage 1, there is no progress on the higher levels. Once you've passed the 12-hour mark, you enter the realm most people know as the gold standard interval, 16 to 8. But what really happens in your cells here, between hours 14 and 16, your body activates a very special enzyme called AMPK. Imagine AMPK as a highly sensitive fuel sensor in every single cell. As soon as your internal sugar reserves run low, this sensor sounds the alarm. It signals to the system, fuel is getting scarce, time to switch to internal resources. This is the starting gun for autophagy. The word comes from Greek and means something like self-devouring. But don't worry, your body isn't eating itself. Rather, it's a kind of cellular garbage disposal, or a gentle spring cleaning. Your cells begin to track down damaged proteins, old cell components, and tiny biological debris that has accumulated over months. This waste isn't just thrown away, it's broken down into its individual parts and recycled. The result? Your cells work more efficiently, and you even gain a little energy from this waste. But let's be realistic. At stage 2, this process isn't a storm. It's more like a gentle tidy-up. It's as if you finally organized that one chaotic drawer in the kitchen. The apartment is a bit neater, but the whole house is still far from being deep cleaned. Autophagy here runs at about 30% of its maximum intensity. A pro tip to master this stage without stress is the 60-minute rule. Simply wait an hour after waking up before you have your first meal. This naturally extends the overnight fasting phase and puts you right into the window where the AMPK sensor kicks in without having to completely overhaul your daily routine. When you reach the 18 to 20 hour mark, something magical happens. Your body stops asking for energy from outside and begins to tap into its own gold mine. At this point, the supply of stored sugar in the liver finally runs out. The liver must now completely change its strategy. Imagine your liver as an experienced chef in a restaurant who suddenly learns that no more deliveries are coming. He doesn't panic. He simply goes into the walk-in freezer, looks at what's there, and designs a completely new menu. This moment is the switch from sugar burning to fat burning. Your body begins to convert stored fat into highly efficient energy carriers, ketones. And here's the paradox. Most people believe that hunger gets worse the longer you wait. But the opposite is true. The hunger hormone ghrelin does rise in waves, usually precisely at the times you would normally eat. But if you don't give in, this wave subsides on its own after about 120 minutes. Once ketones enter your bloodstream, something amazing happens in your brain. Ketones are like premium fuel for your neurons. They send a direct signal to the satiety center in the brain, saying, "We have enough energy in here. You can relax." Many people describe this moment as a state of deep calm and razor-sharp focus. The nervous restlessness disappears. The chef has the kitchen under control. The new menu is set, and the restaurant is running better than ever, all without new supplies. When you reach the 24-hour mark, you enter a completely new dimension of healing. Remember stage 2, the gentle spring cleaning where we only tidied up a small drawer? Forget that. After 24 hours without food, the intensity of autophagy has approximately tripled. Your body no longer has time for minor corrections. It begins a complete overhaul. Imagine a giant dumpster suddenly appearing in your driveway. You didn't order it, you don't know where it came from, but you're damn glad it's there. Your cells now discard everything that has slowed them down for months or even years, deeply embedded, defective proteins, and outdated cell structures that act like biological ballast. But that's not all. While this waste is being disposed of, something crucial happens in your bloodstream. Inflammation markers begin to drop. Silent inflammation is the invisible driver of modern diseases. But after 24 hours, your system suddenly becomes quiet. Your vessels and tissues breathe a sigh of relief. It's as if the noise in a crowded city slowly fades, making room for true regeneration. Your body is now cleaner, more efficient, and biologically quieter. Anyone who only occasionally, perhaps once a week or every 2 weeks, reaches these 24 hours gives their system a cleansing that could never be achieved by daily short fasting alone. You've packed the dumpster full and sent it away. Your foundation is clear again. We now reach an area that scares many people. The concern is almost always the same. Won't I lose my hard-earned muscles after 2 days without food? The answer from biology is as surprising as it is reassuring. At stage 5, your body does exactly the opposite. Around the 48-hour mark, your system releases a massive wave of human growth hormone called HGH. We're talking about an increase of up to 5 times the normal level. But don't misunderstand, at this stage, growth hormone doesn't serve to build new muscle mass. It has a much more important job. It's your iron shield. Imagine HGH as a security guard who shows up at the construction site of your body with a hard hat and clipboard. He's not there to lay new bricks, but to ensure that no one touches the existing foundation. He directs the metabolism with all his might to use fat as an energy source so that the valuable proteins in your muscles remain untouched. It is a highly efficient protective mechanism of evolution. But be careful. Anyone who fasts for 48 hours must treat the return to food with respect. Your digestive system has been in deep sleep. If you now immediately reach for a huge plate of pasta or pizza, you'll trigger an insulin shock that can negate all the regenerative effects of the past 2 days. Start gently. A cup of bone broth or a soft-boiled egg is ideal. Give your body an hour to restart the engine before eating a proper meal. Those who fast respectfully must also eat respectfully. We now reach territory that even science long considered impossible. Stage 6. After 72 hours without food, something so radical happens inside you that researchers could only truly decipher it about 10 years ago. It's the discovery of a biological reset button. At this stage, your blood sugar level drops to the lowest possible value. This is the signal for a very specific molecule in your cells to completely shut down. The protein pKa. Imagine pKa as a permanently engaged brake for your immune system. As long as there is sugar in the system, this brake remains active. But after 3 days of fasting, the grip loosens. What follows then is nothing less than a small revolution. Your body realizes that resources are scarce and makes a tough but brilliant decision. It begins to review the entire immune system. It, so to speak, discharges all the old, damaged, or inefficient white blood cells, the veterans of your defense system that are no longer working properly anyway. They are recycled, but that's only half the story. As soon as you start eating again after this phase, the real miracle happens. By shutting down pKa, you have activated the stem cells in your bone marrow. These now begin to produce fresh, young, and highly efficient immune cells at full throttle. You've fired your old security team and replaced it with a new elite unit. But be careful. These brand new cells now need the best building materials they can get. If your first meal after 72 hours consists of cheap industrial sugar or processed fats, you won't give this new system a chance. Proteins of the highest quality and healthy fats are now mandatory. You are currently building a new foundation for your health. Give your body the building blocks it deserves to successfully complete the rebirth project. After all the intense phases of cleansing and renewal, we now reach the highest level. Stage 7. This is no longer about how long you can go without food. It's about your metabolic flexibility, your body's ability to switch effortlessly between burning sugar and fat, like breathing in and out. The biggest threat to your success is something researchers call metabolic jet lag. If you eat your meals at completely different times every day, sometimes early, sometimes late, sometimes in between, your liver's internal clock gets completely out of sync. Your system no longer knows what time zone it's in. The result is a subtle, chronic inflammation that almost everyone underestimates. True mastery means consistency. Try to keep your eating window at the exact same time every day, ideally with a deviation of no more than 30 minutes. This one habit signals security and stability to your body. Stage 7 is the realization that it's not about heroically starving for 72 hours once. The goal is a body that is so well trained that it automatically switches energy sources without drama. What stage are you at today, and which one do you want to master next? Let me know in the comments. Now you know the biology behind each level. In the next video, we'll look at what happens organ by organ, hour by hour, deep inside you when your brain starts negotiating. We'll see you there.